completely mad?
No, you're insane!
Hello and welcome to the Madhouse, episode 71. I'm Ultimate Spy 53, your host, and joining me this week I have bigdinoguy with me. Little on the cast, but that's simply because most of us are out. It happens. You can't blame us for having missing members, but it's gonna happen every once in a while. We're gonna have like a two-person podcast. So, yeah. So bigdinoguy requested we talk about Spider-Man, and I'm thinking we could talk about the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe because Infinity War is happening next year, and that's going to be the culmination of everything. We've talked about it a little bit, but not really in depth before. So, go ahead. What do you have to say about Spider-Man?
So, I saw Spider-Man Homecoming a little bit later than most other people.
Yeah, of course.
I just saw it a couple nights ago.
Nice.
And it was a very late night showing. I didn't have a chance to see the movie because I didn't have a car and it's far away from my house. So, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I finally got a car and yay, I want to see a movie. I saw it the other night and I gotta say, holy shit. That was probably the best damn Spider-Man movie that has come out in years. It way surpassed the amazing Spider-Man films. Tobey Maguire, who did the original stuff, I always loved those movies. Spider-Man 2 is arguably one of my most favorite.
Yeah, I've heard that the new movie has surpassed both the original two Spider-Man movies from the Tobey Maguire era, which is saying a lot because those were some of the best. That trilogy was one of the best. I will say it. I loved all three of them. 3 was the best. My own opinion first. 3 was awesome, and that trilogy in overall was just amazing.
Are you smoking dope or something like that?
No. That is an opinion. We are entitled to turn as well our viewers.
It's not your opinion, but that doesn't mean it's any less crappy.
It doesn't matter, really. I liked it. In fact, I was watching before I went to Homecoming. My mom and me were kind of rewatching the trilogy, not like over the one weekend, but we're kind of like watching it every few weeks or whatever. And finally got to the third one, and we watched it, and I kind of asked her to do a little review of it, and she told me 3 was her favorite. Despite the fact that Ewan Parker, the reason why Ewan Parker was a thing was because Venom was twisting him, so he decided Venom twisted his personality, causing him to go crazy and do stupid stuff. That was why. But
yeah, that was like the epitome of a stupid moment. This goth Spider-Man.
But
that's not stupid. That's just uncalled for.
But then we have the new one, and the new one is way more impressive. It's actually more close to the comics because I didn't really grow up in the comics, but I did read a few of them, kind of like here and there. I read them, and I remember a lot of that. And the mechanical web shooters, and like the fact that not everyone liked the original, and then the fact that when they rebooted it for the first time with Andrew Garfield, which I gotta say I wasn't impressed by those movies at all. The first one I thought it was okay. The second one, but the idea of actually having the web shooters was really cool, and the fact that they finally gave us a proper Spider-Man with web wing, with mechanical shooters, where Peter Parker actually makes his own web fluid. That scene was pretty cool. I like that. That was really unique. So yeah.
So I'm similar to you. I never had a chance to read a whole lot of the comics.
Yeah.
However,
I'm actually starting right now.
In different regards.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those guys where I'm always actively seeking more information on different videos and
of course,
movies, comic books, and different origin stories that I otherwise don't have access to. Even for some video games, I used to be a really avid fan of walkthroughs.
Yep.
Because I never had the money to buy a console in order to buy the games. And I still do on occasion, especially Last of Us. Oh my god, I love that game. But anyway, with that being said though, Spider-Man was always one of the important things in my life because I grew up with Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man.
I actually remember when I was in elementary school, and this is kind of an annoying thing that's been happening through my life, where I remember in elementary school, I can't remember what grade I was in, but I remember I was like humming to myself quietly, like silently, like SM2 comes out tomorrow, because it was literally the second movie was coming out the following day, which I believe it was around 2004. I can't remember what school year that was for me, but grade wise, but it was still like. And then of course we finally went to the IMAX. Actually, I think Spider-Man 3 was the first movie that I ever saw in the IMAX, and it was awesome just seeing a movie like that in the IMAX. In fact, that's the only movie I've ever seen in the IMAX before. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I just haven't been to the IMAX theater because they're so expensive now. So.
Yeah, the first IMAX movie I ever saw was with my mom.
Yeah.
And it was either the Polar Express or Harry Potter 3.
Yes.
Which is actually my most favorite movie of the Harry Potter series.
I like the second one, honestly. It's my sister's been doing a marathon.
Scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Really?
Oh yeah, the second one, it scared me. The snake at the end and all the spiders. I love spiders. I used to have a pet spider, but seeing a giant one like that Aragog gave me nightmares for a while. But still, I love that movie now, but it gave me nightmares.
We might have to actually have a Harry Potter podcast one of these days. Could do that episode of the Madhouse on the Harry Potter, because it's like, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be fun. I would definitely love to do an episode on Harry Potter, because we haven't done that. We've only done a few like main topic ones. I think episode 22 we did Doctor Who. We don't really have like one topic like just for a podcast. We should do a Harry Potter podcast one of these days, because that would be awesome.
Oh hell
yeah. Yeah, let's do it someday. I don't know when, but one of these days. But yeah, like I feel like because Infinity War is the culmination of everything. They're celebrating 10 years next year, and Spider-Man is like, I feel like this is the first more successful Spider-Man movie, and the fact that they finally they're putting Spider-Man in a cinematic universe that shares with everyone else. I thought it was never going to happen, because the moment, and this is actually really cool. So if you don't know already, when Ant-Man came out, they hadn't even made the deal with Amy Pascal. They hadn't even made the deal with Sony yet, and so they name dropped some guy who swings, some guy who climbs up the walls. I'm like, oh my god, this is named out Spider-Man. And then sure enough, then the year after that, we get Spider-Man. It was a coincidence. It was a complete coincidence that they would put Spider-Man in a year after in Civil War. It was such a really cool experience. But I feel like something's gonna happen after Phase 3. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I was thinking it'd be fun to just talk about what's gonna happen coming up. What are they gonna do? What do you think they'll do for Phase 4? What do you think?
Yeah. So on that, so like I said, the new Spider movie is probably it's a close second favorite.
Yes, it's very good. I really liked it.
It almost surpasses my love of the second Spider-Man movie, which is quite an accomplishment.
And they do callback to the second one, actually. There's a train scene where he's on a train. That's a kind of a callback to the second movie with that scene, a little bit.
Oh
yeah.
But anyway, so with this new one, and now once again, it's Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland.
He is the youngest person who's played Spider-Man yet.
Yep, 20 right now.
And he did an amazing job. Spider-Man is supposed to be a high school student who's just living out his life, and he was so popular because he had identifiable characteristics.
Yep. Yep.
And he could have literally been anybody. And he was the first superhero ever to have his body completely covered head to toe. You don't know if he's...
Well, I think he was the first... I think he was the first Marvel hero, right? Wasn't he the first, like, Marvel hero that I ever... Right? I'm pretty sure. Spider-Man. I think he was the first Marvel hero that they ever made. I might be wrong about that, though.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
The original superhero family was the Fantastic Four. I don't know if they were the first superheroes.
Yeah.
But they were up there.
I think Spider-Man was in 62.
I forget.
I don't know. I don't know the comic history.
But anyway, with Tom Holland, he did an amazing job.
Oh yes, definitely.
And if they really wanted to, because I don't know how old the actor is now.
20, right? He's around my age, 20, 21, 20. I think he's 20 right now.
So with that being said, though,
yeah.
they could very easily age him a couple years.
I think what they're doing, they're actually doing with the character is, like Tom Holland has been saying, I could do it for 10 years, and of course he signed like a 3-film deal, but basically what they're doing is they're kind of doing what they did with the Harry Potter movies, where they're like every sequel, it's like another year of high school. So the second movie, which is coming at minutes after Avengers 4, it'll be his junior year, I want to say. Yeah, his junior year, and then the third movie, his senior year, and then finally graduation or whatever. I don't know, something like that.
Anyway, that is going to be perfect for the character.
Yes.
Because I would love to see this guy fight Venom, Carnage, Black Cat.
Well, not gonna happen, unfortunately.
Kraven the Hunter. Oh my God! If he fights Kraven the Hunter, I'm going to be on the edge of my seat.
I mean,
shutting my pants.
the stupid thing about that is it's all about film rights, so they can't. They choose certain ones, but they can't do everything. So they can't. So like Venom can't be in the same universe, even though Pascal was like, yeah, these characters were established. They live in the same universe that we've established here. And Kevin Feige's like, nope. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. But it'd be cool. I'd still. You're right. It would be really cool to see that happen. Heck, if they did Carnage, that'd be awesome too.
But anyway, so whatever film rights or whatever bullshit is going on with that, they have a lot of playing room there.
Mm-hmm.
We already saw the Vulture, and we saw Scorpion at the very end.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Shocker, they all made appearances. All are very classic Spider-Man villains.
And it didn't feel like a big crammed-in movie like the third one or the.
And we can see a whole lot. They can see him doing everything from Fantastic Four, if film rights finally go back to the right place. But if Fox finally gets their fucking act together and gives Fantastic Four back to Marvel, or Sony, or something like that, or even does a partnership, that would be a dream come true. But anyway,
I mean, honestly, I say this movie.
Including the Kingpin and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that would just be easy. We have a lot of playing room with this character that we never had before, because we never had a Spider-Man that was at the appropriate age for this. And we never had an ability for this character to go and fight other, like, Marvel solely owned by Marvel villains as well. But now that we have a partnership with that, we have so many opportunities here.
Yep,
as a fan,
totally.
I'm looking forward to it. I think that Tom Holland being in, like, Infinity War and whatnot,
Yep.
If they
be
do
awesome.
Infinity War properly, they will introduce Black Symbiote. I hope to God they do that.
But yeah, I mean, first Homecoming, I liked how it wasn't a crime movie. They had, a villain tease at the end, but they had one villain. In the third movie and the second movie, the Spider-Man movie, it was crammed. The third one, as much as I liked the third one, it was crammed, and as much as I thought the second movie of the reboot was okay, it still felt crammed because you have, 3 villains in that movie? It's ridiculous. That movie I didn't like as much. But this movie, the one in the MCU, finally, it was way better. Like, they only had one villain, and it truly felt like a comic book movie, like, actually driven from the comics. The costume, the suit looked spot on. They even got the web wings finally. I'm, like, wondering when that was gonna happen. It's like, finally! Web wings! I thought it would never happen.
I was very much...
Yeah.
I was impressed with this movie. I am very...
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to what they do in the future with this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the fact that Infinity War's coming up, we got so many movies. You got Thor Ragnarok, we got Black Panther, we got Infinity War, we got Ant-Man. Ant-Man's currently filming. Ant-Man 2's currently filming. Avengers 4. Other stupid news like Nick Fury is not going to be in any new movies. He's going to be absent for both Avengers movies and for Captain Marvel. Or no, not he think Black Panther. Captain Marvel he will be in, but not Black Panther. So basically, it'll be 2 years before we see him again, which stinks because he's the reason why the MCU started, or one of the reasons. Like, he was the one who burst into Tony Stark's department saying you're part of the bigger universe now, and that's been Infinity War. So the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is gonna be interesting. I'm really excited for it.
So something on in terms of future and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I also finally saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
I did. I finally saw it for the second time, I want to say. Yeah, the second time in the Crest. Yeah?
Can I say a couple things about that movie?
Sure. I've seen it twice.
I was not impressed.
Really? Huh.
I did not enjoy it as much as I had hoped to.
Really?
I still think I think that having Ego the Living Planet, that was fun to see.
Mm-hmm.
The characters are okay.
Yep.
However, the way that they had everything filmed and the way that they cut everything together for the final product, it felt like just snippets that we had no idea what the hell was going on, and it jumped far too often between these snippets, and they had way too many just really shitty jokes in it. Oh my god, there's so many shitty jokes and I'm laughing. I mean, that wasn't like the most blatant, you laugh here. I mean,
well, Drax is Drax, so you can't really...
no, like, hear me out.
Okay.
So, they cut the movie together and it felt way too forced in the end.
Yeah.
They just went from location to location to location because of this, because of this, because of this, because of this. And there was no room to breathe. There was no real action where you thought, hey, these characters are in danger. They just filled that with corny jokes.
Yeah.
It felt way too corny to me. The original Guardians of the Galaxy, the reason why it succeeded was because it was something new and interesting characters that you have no idea who they are.
Yeah,
They're
of course.
fighting, yes, of course, but then they have to come together at the very end. In this one, they're already together, but they fight like crazy, and no one gets hurt. There was no sense of, oh my god, this character's gonna die, this character's gonna die. Because it doesn't matter how many times you beat the living shit out of them in this movie.
Yeah.
Look at Drax. All of those different hop. From a little device that just slapped to his chest. Not only that, but then going in and smacking against so many damn trees.
That was pretty funny, though.
And, hey, I want to do that again. I get it. You're a badass. You don't get hurt. But really, all of that? And how many times did they just have this, the Dominion, or whatever the hell they're called, the super, like,
galactic people, I don't know, I don't remember, I think, they weren't the Nova Corps, but they were something else. I can't remember exactly.
The Golden Boys, let's just call them that.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, they have the Golden Girls just following them. Oh, we found you! Oh, we found you! Oh, we found you! They have no reason why. I get it. You sell some batteries. Okay, they get a stick shoved up their ass, or their knickers or not. What? No, why? And it just felt way too jumbled for my taste. Like you're saying, for Spider-Man Homecoming, it worked because it had one villain.
Yeah.
A villain that you were able to focus on, a villain that you felt invested in. You had no idea who he was. At the very end, when you finally see, oh, he's the father of the dude that, of the girl that, Peter has a crush on. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You realized exactly why this guy was doing what he was doing. And then you had another character, Spider-Man, who had no idea what the fuck he was doing the whole time. Because he was new at it.
Yeah.
But this one, Guardians 2, it felt forced. They crammed so many corny jokes into a story that lined up wasn't really linear. And you have all these other characters that are coming in, these people that, hey, we are so perfect, laugh at us, ha 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 ha. Guardians has so much potential. The first movie proved that.
Yeah.
I did not hate this movie. I think that Yondu alone was awesome to see.
I mean, I got to meet the guy, so...
Yeah, they had a couple good jokes. Mantis is actually enjoyable.
Yeah.
I didn't hate that character, even though I have no idea who the fuck she is. I
Aisha,
enjoyed the
I think it
characters,
was.
but they just said, we must love each other because of one reason or another. I mean, hell, look at Nebula and Gamora.
Yeah.
They were fighting each other. They literally blew rockets at each other.
Yeah,
in
pretty
the
much.
first one. And they tried killing each other, and it's all of a sudden, oh, I love you. I know. I mean, what the hell? There was no build-up. There's no emotional involvement. It didn't feel like a good movie. It just felt like it was forced. I don't want to see a movie like that. I want to see a movie with characters that I enjoy, with a storyline that is awesome, and a bunch of fucking spectacular effects. It gave me the effects part. This is a beautiful film. Some of the music, okay, not as good as the first one because it was not kind of a newer thing, but this one still, it had some awesome music. The villain Ego was awesome to see. The guy that played him, I forget his name. The
guy who played what?
And he was just,
who are you talking about?
Ego.
Oh, that's Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
He brought depth to this character, and you're just like, oh my god, what is he going to do next? But there was no build-up to the climax for it. It just felt way too jumbled, and all of a sudden, hey, we're going to have a big fight.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the characters. David Groot was fun to see. They had some really awesome jokes, especially the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I think that it was fun. I really enjoyed it. The different quirks that they did, especially like one of the 5 cut last minute scenes that they had, like with Groot just in his room.
Yeah. That was pretty fun.
Groot.
That was really
that
great.
was fun to see.
Yeah.
But you can't make a movie that is forced like that and then expect us to just fall in love with it.
Yeah.
You dying in that movie. That was like the only part in the entire film where I'm like, holy shit. There were no other moments where I'm like, these people are in peril. These people are going to die. No! Don't die! Don't die! I love you too much. Because there was no depth. There was no suspension.
Yeah.
They had no reason to do anything that they did. You stole some batteries. Okay, you're a thief. No, it's because I feel misjudged. I didn't go to see a soap opera. I came to see space battles. I came to see these characters that I love. A talking raccoon, a little twig just running around beating the shit out of people in a storyline that is in depth, that I'm going to enjoy. I did not go to see some, oh, this is the power of love shit.
Yeah.
That's not Guardians.
I get what you're saying. I mean, some of the people who were seeing the movie, said that you know, there's too much comedy in it, and I understand what you're going through. I completely get that. I just feel like maybe what Marvel's trying to do is they're gonna, because DC is all doing all dark and gritty, and the Marvel's she's trying to like lighten the mood up a bit, because I guess it's because some of the Avenger movies are more serious, but I've always felt that Guardians of the Galaxy, those movies on the cosmic side of the universe, have always been more comedic. They've always had their serious points, yes, but they're always trying to have those jokes, and that's what I liked about it. And I mean, considering I not only saw the process of the movie being made from the film date to the end date, and then post production, I kind of kept watching it, but also the fact that I got to sort of meet Michael Rooker, and I got to see Sean Gunn on stage, who plays the guy in the movie, whatever, I don't know his name. But yeah, I mean, it was. I will say this. I disagree with some of your opinion. That's okay. I have an opinion, and we both have opinions, and that's fine. But what I felt of the movie, it wasn't exactly forced. They had when you're a big movie stars, you have a lot of fun making the movie, and when you have a visionary director like James Gunn, he knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He makes good writing. I've seen a lot of the YouTube videos about him, like being interviewed about like why he loves the cosmic side of the universe. In fact, he's coming back for Volume 3, and he loves these characters, and like he put all these amazing actors in the movie. But I get what you're saying. I get it. It's not your favorite, and yeah, I will say that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 wasn't the best. It wasn't better than the first one. The first one is it's good. It's funny. It's very well balanced. It has a lot of comedy in it, and it has great music. You get to know the characters. With this one, they changed it, but not in a bad way. And I guess in a bad way too, but also kind of a bit mixed ways, because it had some good parts, but also I liked the plot of it. We didn't really know much about who Peter Quill is. We find out all this amazing stuff, and because I've been looking a lot of the videos about making of this movie, and even behind the scenes of because I think there was a thing from Mission Breakout, which is a new Disney park ride, about it, and you can see behind the scenes making the movie, and they look like they're having a lot of fun. And I don't agree with you on the whole Force thing, although you make a good point. I don't agree with you, because I felt like it was a very different movie. It was not supposed to be setting up. You'd think that it was supposed to be setting up for Infinity War. It is not. It's supposed to be setting up for the next one because of the whole Adam Warlock thing. But I did feel like it was, some of the comedy was. I felt like the nipple stuff, like the nipple jokes were a little much. I felt like Drax was doing a little bit too much. I mean, I get Drax. He's a funny character. He's trying to be funny. He loves being funny. In fact, I think Dave Bautista, or whatever his name is, last name is, he likes it being funny.
Bautista,
yeah. I get him doing that, but I feel like that was a little too much. I felt like he was saying too much about his nipples. I mean, it was funny, but there's only so much that you can say to get one more stale. It's like, okay, we get it. You keep saying your nipples, or you have sensitive nipples, or your nipples. We get it. You can stop now. I understand that. I understand where you're coming from. That can be annoying. I feel like what I'm trying to say is some comedy, when it's repeated too much, even if it's different ways, it can get a little stale. You can be like, oh, this again? Really? I need to listen to that again? That kind of thing. So I understand that, but also it had a lot of funny moments, some more serious funny moments, moments you don't expect to be funny, fresh funny moments, learning who Mantis is, finding out the relationship between Drax and Mantis. That was very interesting. And even some of the trailer stuff, I feel like a lot of the trailer stuff that I've seen in movies like this one was cut out completely from the movie. In fact, some of the stuff in Spider-Man was cut out, like the Iron Man and Spider-Man scene where they're flying, cut out completely. But you can't expect to sit through a 3-4 hour movie. That's literally how long it's going to be with all the scenes together. But I felt it was an improvement, but also it didn't do as much as the first one. And the fact that we see all this growth, and the fact we see all these characters grow, we know from the first one, like Yondu becoming different. Because I remember when I was at the panel for San Comic-Con back in March, and I asked the Yondu actor what's happening with their relationship, and he said he couldn't tell me. And that's because he's saying, just find it out for yourself. I went to the movie, I saw it, I'm like, oh, I know how it changed. Yondu is actually willing to sacrifice himself for Star-Lord. That is pretty awesome. So that's the change. That's what caused them to. That's what their relationship has changed. And from the first one, where, in fact, we get a little more of what's happened. The fact that I've been raised by Avengers. They were dicks to me. And then we go to the second one, and turns out Yondu's actually willing to sacrifice himself for him. That's pretty awesome. And we find out it's the Ego Living Planet. Not so great. He seems awesome, but then he realizes that Star-Lord's like, oh my god, you're trying to destroy the universe by making love with a bunch of other Celestials. That's pretty evil. I did like the plot. Because I watch a lot of Emergency Awesome videos, and he basically explains a lot of comic book things that you probably wouldn't understand unless you read comics. And he explains a lot of the Ego Living Planet stuff, which is really fascinating just to listen to about that, because especially if you don't read comics, you just want to just to pick the backstory or the basic stuff of the movies that are coming out. And with Ego Living Planet, we find out that there's a Celestial. He can take the form of anything, and that was really interesting because you don't really get a lot of that anymore, especially in movies like this. And Marvel's always been like the Avengers type movie, but I think with the addition of the Guardians of the Galaxy, the idea of the comic universe, of course with Thor too, that's a little bit the same thing. But what is actually interesting, because if you noticed at the end of the credits, which was, my goodness, 5 credits, that's crazy. But if you noticed at the end of the credits, you have the Grand Master from the trailer for Thor 2, no, sorry, for 3. And that was interesting, because it's like, unless you see in the trailer for Thor 3, you would never have known that was the next movie. Even though Spider-Man's supposed to be the next movie, it's confusing. It's like, why is the Grand Master in the end credits for Guardians 2? What's going on there? I mean, maybe it's because they're both on the cosmic side of the universe, because, you know, all the Avengers stuff, they're on the Earth and everything, but still, I liked the movie. It had some problems with the comedy. It felt like maybe some of the comedy was, you know, overused, but still, I liked it. I really genuinely liked it. It was very funny, especially when I saw the trailer. Some of the cut. Like, I feel like, if you remember seeing the Captain America Civil War trailer, the way that certain characters like Iron Man talks, they alter the way they talk in the actual movie. Like, I think in the Guardians the first time you see the Guardians 2 trailer, the dialogue is altered in the final act. Like the final thing where Groot's taking a little, you know, power thing, you know, saying I am Groot. That's very different. I don't know if you've noticed that before, but it's very interesting that a lot of the dialogue you see now in movies, especially for Marvel movies, is different. And although this movie wasn't the best movie, it was still a very good and a more improved version of the first one. Although I will say, I was very disappointed to not have the Hooked on a Feeling music. Did you notice that?
No, what?
Hooked on a Feeling music? That was actually, it was really weird, because when I saw the trailer for the first time, Hooked on a Feeling music was there. I'm like, oh, I love that song. And then when I saw the movie, it's like, where'd it go? It's like, it's gone. But still, I feel like with sequels, more and more movies more you know, superhero movie sequels they make, they're trying to make it not a repeat of the first one. Like Ant-Man, for example. They're not trying to make it a repeat of the first one. They're making it different. I feel like every new sequel for superhero movies, they're trying to make it more different. You know, a little bit of the same stuff we've seen before, but more evolved, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I totally get what you're saying. I don't have to agree with all of it, but I understand how you could have been disappointed with it, and for me, I really enjoyed it.
So my thing is, I don't care if they change up the formula.
Yeah.
What I care about is if they deliver a decent film that I'm going to want to see multiple times.
Yeah,
I'm a
totally
fan of these movies. I love Marvel. Marvel is.
Yep.
I can't tell you how big of an impact Marvel and DC have on the entire world, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't like a lot of the stuff that DC has done in recent years.
Yeah.
I absolutely despise the way that they handled
Batman. Yeah. Definitely.
Man of Steel was highly forgettable. The only decent part about it was that, hey, Lois Lane, I guess. And they try to make it something that
I agree with you that
Spider-Man never was, or Superman. Why the fuck did I say Spider-Man? You know what I mean. I'm tired. But they tried making Superman a character that he's never meant to be.
Yeah.
That's I don't care if they change things. They need to change things. That's the whole part about expanding a character. Expanding why they do what they do. Why audiences want to come back for more every time that a new movie comes out.
Yeah.
When I see something like, dare I say it, like for example, the Harry Potter movie, for example.
Yeah, totally.
It's a progression of these characters from one movie to another. You get to see how they grow. You get to see why they
grow
do
fast.
what they do now. all the way from the beginning until the end.
Yeah.
And that's what every movie is supposed to be. My only problem was that Guardians kind of backtracked on all the different progress that they had made in the first one. And
yeah, they did
tried
look
to
the
fill
same,
all of
too.
it up.
Yeah.
They just never had to go after. Yes, you're going to have fun on set. That is what a movie is supposed to be. You're not supposed to into a movie and like make a movie even and just be like, oh, I hate my job. You're supposed to be going into a job and say, hey, I'm making a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Thousands of people are gonna watch this shit. And it's a Marvel movie. Oh my god, this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I will say one thing about the movie so far, and that is with the new intro they've done. And I love the new intro they've done. I mean, I liked the one before, but the new one is awesome. And the way they've done the intro so far is with each new movie, every time they play the intro, there's always like one little glimpse of a new character that they've already like for example in Guardians 2, you see the intro, see a little of the Guardians, but I also see Doctor Strange, which was from the previous movie. That was the last movie you saw. And then for example Spider-Man, which by the way, that intro was awesome. They actually added the classic 60s remix version of the classic 60s theme song, which is awesome by the way. But the fact that you when you see that movie, you see the footage from Civil War, but you still see Spider-Man. I think it was when the Doctor Strange came out, they added Doctor Strange in the little intro. But then when you see Guardians, they have the new Guardians. Maybe not, but when you get Spider-Man, then you see Spider-Man for the first time enter the intro, and that intro is awesome. And the fact that with each movie, I'm looking forward to how they're gonna do it. And with Infinity War, also with Thor Ragnarok. With Thor Ragnarok, they're gonna do a very different thing that they've never done before in a Thor movie. Well, very different at least. And then of course, in Thor Ragnarok, they're doing something that they've never done before in a Thor movie.
Which is
changing a lot of what Thor is, like breaking Mjolnir, having a new set of armor, new hair, everything. Because he said it's the fifth time he's played the character. They wanted to try something new. They wanted to have he's gonna get new armor. He's getting new hair. Something terrible is gonna happen to Asgard. Hulk's joining him. A lot of very different things are gonna happen in Thor Ragnarok, and you're getting a lot of. I mean, I think that's supposed to be like the shortest movie ever, like 90 to 100 minutes, which is very short for a movie. But still, according to the Comic-Con panel, it's going to be one of the most different Thor movies we've seen in the past years, which is very exciting. Not only going to see, obviously, Hulk talk, but also very new characters and also very different characters, because we're going to see, Hela is going to be very different. And then later early next year with Black Panther, that is going to be the most diverse, really good. It's a good thing that's going to be very diverse Marvel movie. And I mean, a couple of people who are, white-skinned people, but also a lot of just diversity, which is really, really interesting. That's going to be a really big change, and I'm really excited about that, because Black Panther...
Actually, Black Panther, when they were doing their whole casting call, over 90% of the people that are acting are either African or African American.
Yeah, exactly. That was really cool.
And all the rest of them are whatever else comes in between.
Yeah, Andy Serkis and Martin Freeman.
That's awesome. I mean,
I like that.
I'm just gonna say this outright. He is not the first black superhero movie.
That was something I really did not appreciate, because when I saw the Facebook post of like Black Panther, the first black superhero, I'm like, and then I looked at the post, it's like, War Machine, hint hint, Falcon, hint hint. It's like, what the fuck?
They were saying because it's the first solo black.
True. Yeah, true.
Character, but it's not. Ever heard of Spawn? Granted,
I've heard of Spawn. I don't know much about him though. But
and
yeah.
Others, actually.
But I'm still.
There have been a few other one-off.
Yeah. Black Panther. What they've done with what they're doing in the movie, even though it had only been 2 months since they they finished filming. Even what they showed off, it looks very impressive. Like, seriously, it looks amazing. I mean, I have a lot of respect for colored people, and I still do. And with this movie, it looks just beautiful. The way they've, established the African nation, the idea of the African American, cultures. It's just fascinating to look at, and it's like, wow.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, wow, my goodness.
I'm impressed with what Marvel has been able to accomplish in all their films so far.
Definitely.
Even Guardians 2, which, like I said, I have issues with it, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, I get you.
I really enjoyed it. I was just let down, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
However, every one of them are able to break new ground in some sort of a way. Ant-Man, they didn't go with Hank Pym for some damn good reasons, because Hank Pym is a fucking asshole. Oh my god, he is just an asshole.
He's coming back in the next one, actually. They're filming it right now.
Nobody likes that prick for some damn good reason.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, totally get you.
But anyway,
But, yeah, Black Panther.
I'm really looking forward to... I love the way that Marvel is able to make their films.
Yeah.
I hate some of the different things some of the different decisions that Marvel has made in the past, whether it's by their own decisions or just
totally
decisions with the characters, but they're pretty damn good.
Yeah, I agree with you with that. I mean, some of the characters that we've always wanted to make another movie with, like, for example, Iron Man or even the Hulk, which, unfortunately, according to D23, Mark Ruffalo said, yeah, Hulk movie ain't gonna happen. He can be in a movie, well, the people, but not his own movie, because Universal is a dick to everyone. He says, like, yeah, Universal and Marvel, they just can't work together, so, yeah, you can see Hulk in later movies, but just not his own, so, sorry. That's pretty much it.
I think that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, it's stupid. Considering that they can distribute Hulk in other movies and have a character from that movie, like General Ross, be in a movie even without Hulk, it's still kind of stupid. But also, the fact that what's really interesting is the fact that they can't distribute a Hulk movie, but yet they can have Hulk in a movie with other heroes, which is very weird. But yeah, like, I mean, Black Panther is gonna fit in the Marvel universe very well, especially with Avengers: Infinity War, which, from what I saw in the trailer, the trailer isn't that good because it is filmed on someone's phone camera, so the footage is not very good because people are like waving their hands and you can't really see a lot of stuff. But from what you can see, I'm not gonna tell you anything. But based off what I saw, it looks really awesome and it looks exciting. If you want to look at it, look on YouTube for it. But I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say, based off what I saw, I will say it looks really cool and awesome, and it makes you it will make your heart beat like crazy in the more exciting, like, not like beat like from being scared, but like beating like, oh my god, yes, every moment of the trailer is awesome. You got things going crazy. It's cool. Although one thing I will say, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, it's just a tiny bit, Thanos took his helmet off. That's all I'm gonna say. What the fuck?
Okay, yeah, I didn't even they were a helmet.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't need the helmet anymore. So that's all I'm gonna say for the leaked trailer. But he doesn't. Apparently, even at D23, they showed off the statue of Thanos, no helmet. I don't get it. What the hell?
He wears a helmet.
Well, in the first two Avengers movies he did, and then suddenly they revealed the D23 the statues of the Black Order, whatever they're called, and then Thanos himself isn't wearing a helmet. I don't understand that.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Basically, Thanos, the Mad Titan, is not wearing his helmet. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea.
Yeah, Infinity War, I do have one.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that they'll do this. So Thanos, one of his things is that the reason why he's such a mad dude and why he's so powerful is because he is a desperate love with the embodiment of death, which is a female.
Yeah.
He loves her. He will do anything for her, and
I think I've seen that.
For gifts, he kills a bunch of people because death wants more.
Yeah.
Granted, part of the reason why she loves. Part of the reason why she loves Deadpool.
What?
That he said, yes.
Oh my
He
goodness, this is
loves
new.
Deadpool.
Considering they're filming Deadpool right now. Well, actually, did you hear about that? Speaking, I mean, a little bit tragic, but speaking of that, of Deadpool, did you hear that a stunt woman passed away on set?
Yeah.
It sucks.
I heard about that.
Very unfortunate. I'm very sorry to hear that, and I hope that everything's okay, even though they're no longer living. It's terrible, but I just hope that I hope that they are gonna be okay with that. I hope that people on set are gonna be okay with losing someone, quite literally losing someone. It's not fun. I can't imagine what they're going through, but I hope that the movie still works out. I mean, it is obviously working out, but that is just tragic.
I'm gonna say this as well. There have been a lot of other movies where unfortunately people have passed away. Some very popular ones too.
Really?
Like Triple X, I believe.
Huh.
I forget if a stuntman had died or
wow.
Or who it was. But I know that they at least had either near miss or an actual death on set.
Damn.
But there have been quite a few different deaths. One of the most notable and probably popular one is the unfortunate death of Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, during the filming of The Crow.
It just sucks, doesn't it?
I mean, stunt work is very dangerous.
Very dangerous, and what can happen is just honestly terrible.
I mean, like, do you remember? Have you seen Fast and Furious 5?
No, I've never seen those movies. I just don't think I'm more interested in the Mission Impossible series. I'll be honest. If someone forced me to watch it, I might consider watching it, but I'm just not sure if I'd really be interested in it. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm just not sure if I like it. Kind of like with Alien. I'm not sure if I'd like it.
You're missing out.
I know.
So I'm gonna, for any of I'm talking to the viewers here for a second.
Listeners, yeah.
So for any of you viewers, if you have watched Fast 5 like I have, if you remember the very end scene where Brian O'Connor and Dominic Toretto, they're bringing the safe through the streets and everything like that. On the bridge itself, and then you see all those different cars and whatnot being smashed off the side and being smashed together by the safe, and just a load of destruction and ultimate death. There was one scene that was a very tricky thing to film. So in this scene, Dom, he basically has the cable connecting to the safe strung out, and a car zooms in and the top is sliced off. There is actually a stuntman that they had in that scene behind the wheel of the car that had to look and see, hey, this is what's going on, and then duck right at the last moment as the roof was sliced off.
Wow.
And he very easily could have lost his head there.
Damn.
Stuntmen, they do some really insane work. My biological father, actually, he does very minor stunt work. So he's been in a couple different films, like really low budget.
Nice.
And like, if you need to know how a character's going to be taking a punch, or how to act like, hey, oh my god, I was impressed because you got hit in the gut so hard, he knows how to teach someone, hey, you're going to be going like this. This is the reaction that you need to do. This is also if you're throwing the punch, where you need to stop so that it looks like it's real, but it isn't. But through his different stuff, he's actually worked with quite a few different actors and whatnot, and seen how they do. And
interesting.
And thus stuntman, and it's a dangerous job.
Oh yeah, I imagine it would be. Yeah.
Dangerous job, but at the same time, if you are in that job, you know what the risks are. It's unfortunate.
There are a lot of people like Tom Cruise, for example, who perform their own stunts. And recently, I've heard that Tom Cruise, who's currently filming Mission Impossible 6 right now, broke his leg. So it can get pretty intense. I mean, he's not dead, but he did break his leg, so that shit can happen like that. Now, back to our talk about Marvel. Sorry about that, people. We kind of got sidetracked. It's gonna happen. Get used to it. It is the Madhouse. We're not crazy, but we do kind of go a little off topic. It happens. Get used to it. Yeah. But like I was saying with Infinity War, they've come so far, and it's like I think I was talking about. We had a podcast. I had a podcast about the Marvel and DC stuff, like not the controversy, more like, but like how but one is better than the other, and vice versa. And you think about like when the first Superman movie came out from the DCU, that was 2013. Marvel had its 7th movie out with Iron Man 3. So yeah, Marvel is better than DC in a lot of ways, and the fact that they've come so far in this way, 10 years. Well, I think they skipped 2009. They had no movies in that year, which kind of sucked. But even then, they still have been doing it every year since then, and it's still going on. They still have got that Thor 3, you got Black Panther, you got Infinity War, then you have Ant-Man filming right now, which is really actually exciting about it to see that movie. It's gonna be awesome. And then after that, you got Captain Marvel, I want to say, which is going to be set in the 90s, I want to say, with a young Nick Fury, which is going to be very interesting. I remember we had a podcast about that, and I remember Israel, he was a guest star in that. He was very interesting to see that, what was going to happen with that. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, it's crazy how we go from there to Avengers 4. It's shooting back-to-back right now. So you got Avengers 3 filmed right now in post-production, Avengers 4 being filmed right now, when it's not even supposed to be arriving in theaters until May 3rd of 2019, which is a long time. But still, I mean, from what I've seen, a lot of confirmed people are coming back for Avengers 4, like pretty much everyone. We got even Happy Hogan, we got Pepper, both are back for Avengers 4, which is very awesome, because the last time we saw them, it was in Homecoming, and there was only I think Pepper was only in a brief cameo, and Happy was in most of the movie, but still. I feel like with a lot of Marvel movies that have come out, they cut out so much from the final product. You see the trailer like, oh my god, this looks so awesome. And he's like, oh my god, Iron Man is following Spider-Man. And then you see the movie, it's like, where the fuck? Where'd it go? Where's the scene? What happened to it?
Well, he actually did fly around.
Wait a little bit, but if you remember the trailer, there was a scene where Spider-Man was swinging right with Iron Man, like they were both flying around, and it was like the last 3 seconds of the trailer was like, oh my god, yes. But unfortunately, it didn't happen in the movie, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with this, because fortunately, hopefully this won't spoil people if they've not seen the trailer yet, which is on YouTube right now. You can see it. Hopefully it hasn't been taken down yet, but Spider-Man, he's now Iron Spider. Although the Iron Spider suit looks very different from the comics.
I'm digging it.
Yeah, I still think it's pretty cool, even though they don't have the arms, but it looks awesome.
You gotta remember, it's Tony Stark.
Yeah.
He's like a Time Lord. He knows how to fit little things, big things, in a little.
Web wings. Yeah, I understand that, but still, it looks pretty awesome. I'm really excited about it. The fact that we kind of finally see Spider-Man or Peter Parker use his spider sense, which is very, very cool.
He did?
Yeah. If you see the trailer, if you really want to see the trailer, it's a leaked trailer. It's a little low res, so people are in the way, but you can still see it.
I really don't want to see a leaked trailer.
Up to you. I'm just saying. That's what's happening. But basically, the future of the MCU is very, very interesting. They're having a Spider-Man Homecoming 2, or whatever it's gonna be called, Guardians 3, and then whatever else is gonna happen. I was thinking we take the last few minutes of this podcast, or I guess 10 minutes if you want to go that much longer.
Sure.
Talk about what do you think they should do for movies after the ones they've already announced for Phase 4, because Phase 4, whether it's called Phase 4 or not, they've announced 2 ones that are going to be Spider-Man 2, or whatever it's going to be called, and then Guardians 3. What else do you want, if they ever do the whole rights thing with licensing? What do you think they should do?
So, here's my dream
Yeah.
movie. I'm just going to say a blatant.
Okay.
Here's my dream Spider-Man movie.
Sure.
I would love to see Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four team up.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
He's a frequent collaborator in the MCU, and in one of his earliest appearances in the comic books, he actually fights them. He goes in there, he's trying to ask for their help, but they have seen everything from J. Jonah Jameson, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And they just go all out, and they fight like crazy inside the Baxter Building, and
Yeah.
it is awesome.
Did you ever see the Did you ever see the Chris Evans Fantastic Four movies? Those were actually very good. Although having them in the new movie, probably not. But I had a couple of reviews of those movies, and I say they're some of the best superhero movies that I had ever seen, besides Spider-Man. But they were so good. Like, some people said they were trash. I disagree. They were really impressive. Like, they were the most comic book accurate movie that I ever seen. I mean, seriously, they were great. I had no problem with them. I thought they were really, really good. I have an opinion, and my opinion is I love those Fantastic Four movies with Chris Evans before you became Captain America. Did you ever see those? I mean, I assume you've seen those, but did you ever like them? What?
I own them.
You do? Oh, good. So,
dude, I love the original Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then I see, like, I think I've seen there's actually a thing from the Marvel Cinematic Universe Facebook page where it was the guy who played Doctor Doom in those movies is being cast in the Runaway series from on Hulu, which is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it's like, oh, Doctor Doom is gonna be in the MCU, but his Doctor Doom was trash. I'm like, I disagree with you. I thought that was a really, really good attempt.
That he's going to be playing Doctor Doom. I really don't think so.
Obviously not, but
Marvel
still.
Own them.
Obviously not, but still, I was really impressed by those movies, and I feel like, I mean, this probably won't ever happen. I doubt they're gonna bring. No, at this point, it won't happen because Chris Evans is playing Captain America, so it's not gonna happen. But still, I would have liked that. I would have liked to make that third movie, that maybe a whole franchise of Fantastic movies, if those movies had been more successful than they were. I mean, hey, they're more successful than Fan Force for a lot of matters. And I feel like if Phase 4, if they finally get Fantastic Four back to the rights, and they finally get the X-Men back to the rights, that'd be really, really good. I would really like that, because
I think everyone's dream. Oh, I have an even better movie. Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Again, the rights, the whole rights thing.
I don't give a shit.
I know, but it would be, it would be funny. I mean, the only problem with that is the tone. Deadpool's more serious, or not really. He's more comedy relief.
Okay.
More like swearing and everything. I suppose I could do that, but I feel like the tone would be a lot different, and more violent, more swearing goes on, sex and stuff. It wouldn't really fit in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It just wouldn't. But I wouldn't be down. I would be up for it. I just don't think it would happen because of the whole licensing and thing. Kind of like why Defenders is going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, because of the tone. But still, I think that what they could do for Phase 4 is Doctor Strange 2, hopefully an Iron Man 4, a Black Widow movie finally, hopefully, Black Panther 2, any sequel, any movie they have not done a 2 for, then they should do a 2 for it. Or any of the movies that they've done, like an extra number for, like a new, what about a Hulk movie, but like I can't really think of it. I think a Black Panther movie, a sequel to Doctor Strange, and a sequel to Black Panther, an Iron Man 4, and a Black Widow and or Hawkeye movie. Because everyone wants I mean, I don't know how many people have said this on Facebook, but it's like, everyone wants a Black Widow movie. Everyone does. She's the most, like, the only thing we've ever gotten from her is a little bit in the first Avengers movie, and then a little bit in Avengers 2. And not a whole lot lost. We don't really, unless you, yeah. I mean,
one of the Iron Man movies, I think it was.
Yeah, 2. I mean, unless you read the comics or play the games, you don't really know much about where she came from. You get a little bit of backstory in Avengers 2, but we don't know much about like what you went through besides the flashbacks and stuff, which is really why a lot of people wanted to do it. I don't know why they haven't done it. I mean, they should do it in Phase 4 if they do. Although I don't know if it will happen because of contracts and stuff. I don't know if it's. I mean, the one thing I think of what's gonna happen after Avengers 4, this whole culmination thing is kind of like, I think that they're doing with the new Avengers thing. I'm pretty sure it's a comic book where they've done the new Avengers. I'm pretty sure where they do like you know, some actors their contracts expire, they kill a bunch of characters, and then they fill, you know, maybe one Avenger takes the lead role, maybe Spider-Man becomes the leader of the Avengers or the new Avengers. They can do that easily. They can do a new Avengers type of thing, especially considering a lot of the actors' contracts are expiring. I mean, heck, Chris Evans, his contract expired on Avengers 3, and he's coming back for Avengers 4, which is really good. Because, if you remember, I believe it was the Civil War like the behind the scenes of Civil War, he said, hey, if Marvel wants me, they got me. And sure enough, he is coming back for Avengers 4, which is really, really good. But, you gotta think about it. Like, after Avengers 4, they're gonna kill people off, or they're gonna do something, a new kind of Avengers thing. Who knows? But, yeah, I think what I think for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the movies only, because the Netflix shows, they can't really do anything crossover wise, and also the ABC shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they just can't really cross over very well, even though they do mention stuff. But the movies, I think they should do a new Avengers type thing where they have maybe some of the actors' contracts are expiring, which is a thing. Yes, they should probably gonna kill people off. And then what we should do is they should have like a new, for Phase 4, whatever it's going to be called, or if there's ever going to be Phase 4, who knows. They should do a new Avengers type thing. That's what I think. I mean, I think it's pretty good. I think that sounds pretty good. Do you have any ideas about what they should do? Is that pretty good to you?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, if there's one movie that I've been wanting to have forever, and it's a movie that everyone wants, and I've just been talking about it. Black Widow, please, just make it happen. Maybe Scarlett Johansson's contract's gonna end, but still, make it happen. That's all I can say. I mean, I think the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to be a fucking exciting one. It's gonna be awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah. I think that does it. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about? I think we covered everything, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, I think that topic was the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We pretty much covered everything. So, and we are.
Well, not everything, no one ever can.
What? What do you mean on everything?
Never mind.
But yeah, we actually are at the time that I say we are. We're at the hour, so it is time to wrap up, unfortunately. But it's been fun. I'm glad we talked. I'm glad we had this podcast. We haven't done this in a long time, or it's been a while.
Yeah,
so it's really fun. So anyway, thank you all so much for listening to this episode of the Madhouse. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope we both hope you enjoyed it. Hope you listening to our rants.
That was awesome, man. We need to do this more often.
Yes, definitely. Hopefully Harry Potter one will come soon. I don't know what episode, but soon. Maybe another month. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, again, thank you for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. And also hit the like button. Really, really is appreciated. And also subscribe to bigdinoguy. He does reviews like me and other stuff like that. Mainly reviews, actually. He's a reviewer, so just check him out. He also does gameplay videos.
Quick announcement.
Yeah.
I am going to review something probably tomorrow and upload it tomorrow night.
Nice.
My first video is going to be the beginning of a trilogy of videos. I can't tell you what.
Okay.
However, I will say this.
Oh, is it Star Wars?
It's one of my most favorite video game series. If you've seen the other video that I'm talking about, where I did an overview of the series.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
I can't wait to finally say it.
But yeah, so essentially, if you want to see more of bigdinoguy, check his channel out, or you can just listen to this podcast. Your choice. It doesn't really matter, but subscribe to him anyway. Link will be in the description, as well as my gaming channel. If you like games that I do, check out that channel. You can click to your left and right to go to last week's episode and the week before that, if in case you missed it. And yeah, that does it, and we will be back next time for another episode. Alright?
See you guys.
Bye!
Toodles.